Hello everybody, Beth's Golden here with Scrappy Cafe. I thought it would be fun today to make some cute little Halloween treat bags. I found these little bags for $2.99 by Fancy Pants, actually at the Brutus Monroe store. And there's 8 bags with 2 sticker sheets. And I thought that this would be a great way to make some fun little Halloween stamps. And these are the stamps that I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use the Grim Reaper for this, as well as the sayings on it. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I want to do is I want to just stamp my image. And I actually don't have the colors that I normally would want to use for the Grim Reaper. So I am going to go ahead and just emboss him. And that way in silver. So he'll look kind of, gray. And his little, his Doomaflunky that he kills people with has to be silver, right? So that just makes sense. So I'm going to put that there. First I line it up. That's how I like to do it. And I'm just going to pick it up. I did put it on a foam pad because these are not a rubber etched. So though you will get an awesome image if you just put it on a foam pad. And foam pads from your children's section of your craft store, those will work just fine. So I'm going to ink him up with some embossing ink. This is the ink I'm using. It's clear. And this will give him a nice coverage. I really go ink happy. I want to make sure I get all those little nooks and crannies. And then and it looks like he fits absolutely perfect on the image. And it's really hard not to slide him around because this is kind of a slick surface. But I think got it. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and just add my embossing powder. I love this embossing powder because there's like no wax, so it is beautiful and so easy to use. So there he is. I always like to make sure I get as much of that knocked off as possible. Let me go ahead and heat set him. All right, so he is totally ready to rock and roll. And the next thing I want to do is I want to get my bag ready. So let me pull out, first of all, sorry, I kind of got to clean as I go or else I'll lose track and we all won't have fun. And so I'm just going to dump this back on in here. Not that there was a lot there. And we are done with this. Okay. So now I'm going to take one of my bags from the Fancy Pants. I like to say that, Fancy Pants. It's something that I would like tease my kids with. I'd call them a fancy pant. You're such a fancy pants. That's what I would say. Anyway, I'm weird. What can I say? And so I'm going to line this up pretty flush. And I'm just going to make sure that I have these magnets down because I want to put my sentiment right there on the bottom. But, haha, I'm working ahead because before I do that, I actually need to ink the front of this envelope. I want to use jack-o'-lantern and cabbage to kind of ink the front of this in some Halloween colors. Since my image is going to be rather simple, I want to make sure that this pops. So I'm going to start off with some jack-o'-lantern, and I'm just going to go around it and just get it nice and inked up. Since this is surface ink, it'll go on any surface and it will dry. I'm going to go ahead and just heat set it really quick and do the rest with cabbage. Okay. So now I'm going to use the cabbage and I'm going to just get the other side done. I'm just going to ink that up and just rub it on in. You can go ahead and do the back of the bag too. I'm probably not gonna because I'm just caring about the front. I might go back later and do it. But for this, we're good with just the front. Alrighty. Okay, so now my bag is ready to have the sentiment put on. So I'm gonna go ahead and place my bag flush in the corner with in my stamp platform, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't trust myself to get it straight. So this will ensure that I get my sentiment on straight. And if I do it flush in the corner, whenever you use a platform, if you just make sure you do it flush in the corner, you will have perfect placement every single time. And I was gonna try to go with 2 or 3 sentiments. Let's see how many I can actually fit on here. These are the sentiments I have to choose from. Boo, happy Halloween, you're invited, spooky greetings, got candy, trick or treat. I definitely want to do the happy Halloween. And I think I'm going to do boo. So it's like, boo, happy Halloween. Yeah. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to push this on over. I know that I have it lined up good. And since I haven't used this stamp before, naturally it is exceptionally sticky, and that's fine with me. All I got to do is just make sure that I keep my bag flush. I'm going to ink it up with Raven Detail ink in black. Raven is black, obviously. Duh, right? All right, and let's go ahead and flip it. This already has a little foam pad in it too. Most platforms do come with that. So if you're stamping with images like this, you can go ahead, the clear images, you can go ahead and keep that foam board in. If they're rubber mounted, then you don't have to do that. You can actually go ahead and remove this and drop it right into the bottom, and it is magnetic, so it will hold no matter what. And there we go. I think that's all I want to do for this. I'm going to give it a quick heat. And since it is on a, not on a, you know, like a paper surface, it is important that we do go ahead and heat set it just to speed that drying process up. However, you know, if I didn't heat set it, it would all be good too. So, all right, so this is going to come on off, and I'm going to add my image, and then add just to something little special at the end. And then this will be ready to be filled with treats and handed out. So here's my image. My funny little Grim Reaper. And then I am going to go ahead and add these sequins. They're bottle cap sequins. and I think that they'd be perfect for this. I think that this is the Gremlin. And so I didn't want to go ahead and add orange. I wanted to add green, just to mix it up a little bit. Well, I love these not only because they're so cool, but also because they're in a little bag that I can seal again. So I'm not constantly trying to find a new way to store them. They're just there. So I'm going to take out 2. I'm only going to do 2. Right where these little holes are is where I'm going to do them. There's 1. And then here, actually there's 2. Okay, so see, I just have to seal that back up and it's ready for my next use. Pretty cool, huh? I'm going to use the craft glue with the little fine tip on it on here. That's a little bit too much. Oopsie. My fault. That's okay. And then I'm going to use this highly sophisticated scientific way to get my sequins onto my bag. That is using spit on my pinky. Well, not spit. I just lick it a little bit, and by getting it wet, it'll just pick it right up. And then I just dump it right there. Lick, slap. Now, don't tell anybody you're giving this bag to that there's germs on it. Okay. All right, and then that's it. That is my simple little cute treat bag for Halloween using the new Brutus Monroe Halloween stamps. I'm going to have the link so you guys can get all of this in the description down below. Make sure you check it out. They will be available July 29th, 2017. And there's so much more that I'm going to do with this set and share with you on my Instagram, as well as probably my blog. My blog is Scrappy Cafe Blogspot. It's actually scrappycafe.blogspot.com. And Instagram is under Bets Golden. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do so and slap that like key, and make sure you share this with anyone you think would like to do this project. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and we will craft later. Bye.